Hi guys, it's Leena from the Land of Gods, and we are doing the weekly reading for the sign of Taurus, my bulls, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus from the 30th May till 5th of June. Guys, please remember these are general reading times, fluid and energies can be reversed. So please take what resonates and leave the rest for others to receive. If you're here for the first time, welcome aboard, welcome to my channel. And if you've been kind enough to come back, thank you so very much. Welcome back, bulls. We are going to do 2 more shuffles and then we shall be ready. Gonna look into the challenge that might present itself this week, the suggestion or advice from the universe, and the possible outcome. Of course, we are going to clarify all the energies that pop out and wrap up the reading with an oracle guidance message. This week around, we are using the Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. Spirit, what is the challenge that my bulls might face this week? Remember, it's all fluid. Time is not linear. So when we say this week, probably it's not just a week's challenge. But yeah, what basically is that you are able to get a fair idea of how the timelines are working. But timelines never work exactly this way. We have our challenge out. We have our very, very strong advice out. Strength, my. What's the challenge for which you need to gather all this strength, Taurus? And 6 of Cups as the outcome. Are we dealing with some emotions or people or trauma that's coming back to us, hitting us in the gut when we least expect? This could be, what is this? Okay, Magician. Yeah, oh, I feel that some people, especially because it's freaking retrograde going on as well, some people would have some kind of unexpected reconnect with their exes, or exes trying to reconnect with you. Some who are quite tricky and manipulative, some were like shitty relationships that you got out, and now suddenly out of the blue, after all these years that you've kind of tried to work on yourself and move forward, suddenly from nowhere a message comes, or an email is dropped, or someone pinged you or liked your post on Facebook or some social media. There is through someone that some past energy is coming in, and probably that is happening because we left something energetically unfinished there, and we need to deal with that. We need to go within and face that. We need to finish that unfinished business that we left in the energetic realms. The wheel isn't able to move because of that block, that energetic block. Whatever you are trying to do, clearly the wheel being in the challenge means that you are trying to move but you are unable to. The reason why you are unable to is that there are some emotions that are left behind and that are not yet addressed, and we need to address that, for which we will need to gather a lot of strength, because we will have to face something that we have been avoiding for a long time. This was a theme for Cancers too, and in case you have Cancer in your chart, do go and see that was quite intense. Let us clarify the wheel in the challenge. The King of Swords and the Moon. Yeah, we are unable to deal with our emotion. We are having no clarity whatsoever. I see a lot of blues, so maybe we are really stuck in our blues. The retrograde is making you depressed in some ways. You feel kind of stuck. I feel that 8 of Swords energy, but it is more emotionally and energetically, not like in 3D. We feel really fogged in our head. We do not feel any sense of clarity as to why is this happening to you? Why out of all the people this person had to connect back to you? There is some past energy that is coming in that is leaving you quite discombobulated in your head. Yeah. Strength, Spirit. Let us clarify strength. Okay, quite a lot of clarifiers right there. Let us see, what is this? Two of Cups. Listen, this is emotional chaos in the head, that moon right there. We have the world with that wheel. I feel, look, these two images right there. This reminds me of High Priestess as well, you know. Letting your higher self, letting your angels, letting your inner voice have a chat with yourself. That Five of Pentacles and the Four of Cups that I feel from the past, that is coming in, that feeling is coming in, and we are told to have a different perspective this time around. It's not gonna be easy, but it is needed with that Hermit and that Four of Cups. Whatever this sense of loss or hurt or whatever that is that's coming from the past out of the blue, we need to have a different perspective and look at it or process this in a constructive way in our head, which is going to take quite a lot of strength. This is also about forgiveness, I hear. For a lot of people, it's about forgiveness. With that Two of Cups, I feel in the world, there is something, as I said, that has been left unfinished, and we need to finish that and wrap it up. That world is that wrapping up, that emotional conundrum in some ways. For some, it is like that emotional trauma or that emotional hurt that needs to be wrapped up, loves. Queen of Wands, coming with strength there. There's a lot of fire there. Could be that you have fire in your chart, or this is you really tapping into that inner fire. You really need to have that inner power and inner self-belief. Queen of Wands is an extremely, extremely determined, at the same time very, very confident energy. So don't doubt yourself whether you'll be able to deal with such heavy emotions, because it does feel like it's something truly heavy with Moon in the challenge and King of Swords having no clarity whatsoever. We need to have that compassion, at the same time objectivity and constructive way of looking at whatever that was left unfinished, unaddressed, and wrap things up. Six of Cups. Six of Cups as the outcome. Whoa. Wow, look at that. We have Chariot. It is time to move. If we deal with this, it is going to be time to move. The movement that got halted, we are going to get back on track if we deal with our emotions, if we deal with our past hurt. Look, oh my God. High Priestess, remember I showed you these two cards and I said I'm reminded of High Priestess, meeting your higher self. Look at these three. This is really, again, you know, more like soul searching, getting connected to yourself, understanding as to what's happening, why it's happening, and why you feel so stuck up. And how do you address this? This is learning phase, my loves, and you are being open eventually, and finally you are opening yourself up for this expansion. You are letting yourself be vulnerable again. It's okay to have that nostalgia. Now it is nostalgia minus the trauma and minus the hurt that you will be dealing with or experiencing if you allow yourself. And also with that Seven of Swords showing up there, it feels like you somehow fooled yourself as if this was your happily ever after, but this is understanding that I have my Nine of Cups somewhere else. This is realizing what you have been doing with yourself. This is realizing how whatever was in the past was not serving your higher self. And now you are expanding, learning, connecting, and heading finally towards your Nine of Cups. Lovely. That Chariot is such a beautiful energy, starting with that challenge, processing it all through, and then moving finally. Let's get you an oracle guidance message to wrap up the reading, loves. This is really a process, and it would take clearly longer than a week, but the energy is already here or about to be with this constipated emotional whatever thing that you are dealing with, or that you have not been dealing with and you are forced now to deal with. These two. Wow, okay, you got two. Let us see what these are. Enlightenment. Pursue spiritual growth. Discover your courage to pursue your spiritual growth. I'm taken back to the High Priestess. Lovely. You've got this in you, bulls. Absolutely. I'm gonna read Dragon first and then the Enlightenment. By the way, this is Goddess Lakshmi. In Hindu mythology, she brings in wisdom, purity, enlightenment, and wealth. Yep. The dragon represents courage, strength, and fortitude. The dragon is victorious in any situation and serves as a powerful guide and guardian in all endeavors. Victory comes in emotional triumph and healing of old wounds. Look, this is that old wound, that what we have not dealt with, that trauma, that sense of whatever, having been left in the cold, whatever that was. You are going to look at it through a different lens, process it, and heal that wound, and then move forward. A surprise is looming for you that will create one of the most wonderful moments of your life. This is a message of glorious accomplishments that will set the standards for years to come. Congratulations. And now let us go to Enlightenment and see what our lovely Goddess Lakshmi has to tell us. You have come into your own and are in search of something more meaningful to add to your life. Now is the time to meditate, deliberate, self-evaluate, and withdraw voluntarily from the world to seek truth and solitude. That hermit, how beautifully explained. Thank you so very much, Spirit. Yes, that is so aptly described. This is what the hermit mode is all about. Going within and evaluating yourself, withdrawing from the outer 3D, materialistic, social, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Working through these feelings, processing them, deliberately doing that, meditate on them, think about this, and then come out with more knowledge, that expansion, that Hierophant that I see there. Lovely. Rest and a quiet retreat away from daily routine will allow you to consider enlightened decisions and go in the direction of your heart. This may also be the time to seek advice and spiritual guidance from a mentor or an experienced person. Look, the Hierophant there again. What an absolutely lovely way to wrap this up. My bulls, it is time for me to say goodbye. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It's a wrap. Namaste from the land of gods.